who are going for gold. As Diego Fabra on a long walk from Uruguay to here. But just a short walk now for the fighters to the centre. Coaching instructions in place. 3 times 2 minutes, of course. Coach has got to try and give him some confidence here, Sarah.
Yeah, definitely. I think for me, he looks quite confident, Kepi there. He looks up for this. And Dae-Hoon just taking it in his stride, as he does with everything.
Well, the atmosphere and the tension building up, and it will of course be testing times first.
Please make some noise for our first semi-final at the World Taekwondo Grand Prix 2018.
So the test complete, the body armour's working first time, and we hope every time. Dae-Hoon there, the smiling assassin. He looks so peaceful and calm, but when he lets loose, the danger man.
The quiet assassin is exactly right. Standing right in everybody's distance. Not aggressive, just really, really patient.
Yeah, and will that patient turn into points here? A nice overhead shot for you to see. Well, as you can tell, we're in Manchester. It's the Grand Prix, and it's the big prizes at stake for both men. 3 times 2 minutes now, of course. And here we go, Dae-Hoon. He's the man in your shot. So blue against red as they move towards the gold medals. And straight away, Kepi trying to fence with that front leg. And you mentioned, of course, Sarah, Dae-Hoon very happy to move into that danger distance.
He's straight away in there, but I think for me, Kepi did the right thing there. He stood in that distance before Dae-Hoon, trying to put a little bit of pressure on him, but Dae-Hoon isn't phased at all by that.
Yeah, not phased as he looks for those body kicks and picks one up there. You can see a little shadow on your screen. It came up, it went off again. So it is 0-0. The referee separates them. Of course, the referee's job is the health and safety of the fighters, protecting them from each other. But Kepi trying to drag that back leg down. No options at the moment. Disregard that little graphic that's coming up. There is no scores on the board. Kepi so far patient from the Belgian.
Yeah, very patient. Dae-Hoon now is back, putting that pressure on right from the centre of the ring, back to where he belongs, and picks up 2 points there, nice and patient.
Patience paying off with that little body shot to start as we creep towards the end of this first round. Kepi trying to sneak in on the inside there. That picks off another counter shot. And you can see the graphic in the back there saying body shot, so look out for that. As Dae-Hoon looks out for the back leg there of the Belgian.
Just waiting and waiting, letting Kepi do all the work and then taking the shot for another point. 2 points there for Dae-Hoon.
We made the parallel with Roger Federer, and it's been an ace start so far from Dae-Hoon, serving up a belter for the Belgian, and he's had to chase shadows a little bit here. Has to be careful not to let this round, colour the entire match.
Yeah, it could get too far out of his control, so he has to be really careful with 30 seconds to go. If it goes any higher, you'd be a little bit worried.
Yeah, no question about it. You don't want to be facing Dae-Hoon at any points down, but worth pointing out here, the Dado protector system, just checking that everything's working. They do wear sensors on their feet, sensors on the body protectors, and now of course on the head guards. So I think we're going to have one little test, but the biggest test so far has been for the Belgian, and I'm going to do the thing that you should never do. What can he do now? It's the most difficult question.
I think it is a difficult question. I think a lot of the minus 68 players and coaches, they try different game plans. They think they know what to do against Dae-Hoon, and it just doesn't work. He just finds a way of getting back into his rhythm and his motion and his distance. Kepi started in his distance, really close, putting the pressure on. 20 seconds later, it was back into Dae-Hoon's distance and his timing, his patience, his pressure.
Yeah, it looks like his match so far. Great start here in the first round. A little technical interlude, of course. Have to make sure the technology is working. Not the best, I have to say, for the athletes. So far in the Grand Prix series, it's been good stuff from the technology. As you can see, the engineer running on there. I suppose it's like when the batteries run out in your phone. It's never an opportune moment. So wherever you're joining us from, apologies for the slight delay, but Dae-Hoon, the eyes always focused on the prize, never gives up the concentration. And as we move towards the business end of this first round, we'll have one more test, I think. And Kepi getting a couple of extra power shots in there, but I wonder if Dae-Hoon will take that out on him. Anyway, here we go. They were delayed but not to be denied. First round moving towards closure here as Dae-Hoon uses that front leg so effectively. Kepi still leaning back. Good body shot from the Belgian. Attempt at a head kick as well.
I think that break did Kepi a world of good to kind of refocus and think, hang on a minute, I'm taking too much pressure. So he's come back out and really tried to put that pressure back on Dae-Hoon and scored 2 points. So fair play to him. That's a good ending to the first round for him.
Yeah, as you say, we move towards the end of the first round there. It was a spinning kick, but, well, the technology people will be in a spin here. Less than fortuitous for the Belgian and not the most auspicious start either. Both protector systems failing here in the first round, so they have to get that right to give the athletes a platform to perform. Well, as you said, the Belgian made the most of that gap the last time. Not much left in the round here. He's still involved.
Yeah, not much left in the round, but that gap could have been bigger if he would have kept with that rhythm. But I think that break definitely did him the world of good to get a couple of points on the board, give him a little bit of confidence going into that second round.
Yeah, and a point that you mentioned before about the coaches trying to figure out how to deal with this man in blue. Wouldn't be the first to try it. And he always looks as if he's just out for a stroll down Main Street here in Manchester. So calm and cool. Used to the big occasion, of course, the World Taekwondo Grand Prix. It's been a bit of a road show, beginning in Moscow, via Rome, Taiwan, and here in Manchester. The final, and that's in Fujairah in a month's time. The best athletes will be there. Dae-Hoon will be one of them. As we move towards the dying embers of this first round here, Kepi involved, but Dae-Hoon dominant. And of course, we're on a chance here as he hits the deck here for the first time. We've talked about Kepi, and fine, it's up to the coach to figure out a strategy for him. Dae-Hoon, must be hard not to let your concentration go if you're that far ahead.
I think it is. I think that's what's so amazing about Dae-Hoon is he always keeps the concentration, or he wouldn't be as successful as what he is. And to do that, you know, it is really difficult, but that's why he's the best, because he's keeping doing it. And I think Kepi, for me, is doing a lot of work and not really being that effective yet.
Yep, and he's got a little bit of time now to chat with his coach and try and figure things out, but we've talked about that patience and concentration. He also doesn't kia, he doesn't shout in the distance, he's very measured and even.
Yeah, exactly. I think for me, he's one of the athletes that our younger generation should look up to. You know, he's not the biggest, most aggressive, he's not the most exciting to watch, but he's a legend, he's a champion. You know, he's winning everything that everyone wants to win. So I think the younger generation should look up to him. It's okay to not scream and shout. So watch Dae-Hoon if that's not the way you fight.
Yep, exactly right. But in with a shout in terms of getting these technological problems sorted. There'll be a few people screaming and shouting in the background. Maybe not on the map. As the PSS system from Dado, well, it's not been a great start for them, so they need to get that right. First day, some technical issues. And we've talked about the patience, we've talked about the concentration, we've also talked about the need to keep yourself even and calm. But the most important thing is to have technology that works, that lets you fight. So hopefully, after another delay, we should be ready to get underway. Not the best start, Sarah, unfortunately.
No, not for the first match. I think, you know, it can be a little bit frustrating for everybody, you know, the athletes, the referees, the organisers. So, you know, everyone's going to be frustrated now, and everyone wants it fixed. So it's a difficult one.
Absolutely, but it is a momentary impasse for, well, both Korea and Belgium to have a little think about what to do next. Keep yourself loose, but also it looks as if, well, we can stop talking utter nonsense and let the fights begin.
Hopefully.
It's always good. I'll still talk nonsense anyway, but here we go. Round two, Dae-Hoon with a commanding lead, 6 points of a gap. Kepi on that front leg, trying to be aggressive. Dae-Hoon so good, blocking with that leg, almost grapples it round the leg there. Goes for a shot on the inside.
He's just crazy how he can use that front leg to keep him away and then just take that shot again.
Yeah, difficult for Kepi now, chasing shadows. Of course, doesn't want to get the point gaps here in the second round. If you have a 20-point gap by the end of the second round, it would be all over. But Dae-Hoon is quite happy to just keep things in second gear, not pushing too hard too soon.
As well for me, Dae-Hoon not allowing Ketby to come into that really short distance where he is going to be the stronger athlete in that distance, and keeping him away with that front leg I think is a really difficult thing to do. But again, Dae-Hoon makes everything look so easy.
Well, as you say, anything done well looks easy, and it's been far from easy for the technology so far. Apologies for the delay. Not good enough in terms of the administration of the sport here. Plenty of opportunity to test it and practice it, so we need to get this fixed. Day one, technological problems, but no problems so far for the Korean in a commanding position.
I mean, one thing you say to the younger athletes as well, if you look in the short distance where Dae-Hoon scored that last body shot, when you go into the short distance, don't go back after. Well, he does, because he's ready to react, because he doesn't want to stay in that close distance. But if you look, when he does go back, he's still looking, he's still focused, he's still ready for them to come to him.
I think that's a great point for any youngsters watching. It's the champion does what they want to do when they want to do it, and that's the difference between the competitor and the champion, of course, which you were in your own right, and we get to sit here ringside and dissect the best of it. But I think this may be in danger of being the longest taekwondo match ever conducted here.
It could be.
So many pauses.
You're getting close to that, I think, Joe.
It's an unwanted record, but the only record that matters at the moment, Dae-Hoon in blue, in a very strong position indeed. Mohamed Ketby has had enough time to think about it, but thinking and doing entirely different. Ketby in red, Dae-Hoon going to guess which colour he's in as he takes another body shot there. Nice back leg to the body. What's the gam, John?
Huge mistake there by Ketby, creating pressure and then going back without cover. You're going to get scored on if you do that.
Exactly, Ketby doing precisely what you said Dae-Hoon did, but without the concentration. Well, that wasn't a technological problem, that was a kicking south of the black belt problem, so hopefully he's okay. But the most telling aspect of all, 14-2 here. Doesn't want to be gapped here for the 20 points as Dae-Hoon goes again with that back leg, fearless in that distance.
Yeah, he's getting so much confidence now, momentum, starting to step it up a little bit.
Yep, step it up as well, as you say there, Ketby just flicked one up to the face there. So concentration, not just confidence. Dae-Hoon, a little reminder there from the Belgian. You could hear these kicks halfway down the street anyway.
Yeah,
it could be Old Trafford or Main Road.
It's always nice to hear a good taekwondo hit on the body armour. But I think it's a really good shout, John, there. Ketby just kind of saying to him, I'm still here, I can still do some good things, so don't get too confident.
Confidence plus caution. Dae-Hoon eats a little head kick, 14 points of a gap, so it looks like Ketby could get out of this round, but he will take a gam job for kicking low there. Those gam jobs given for holding, kicking low, or going off of the mat, or indeed falling over. It's play time now for Dae-Hoon. Last tip.
And Dae-Hoon, for me, his distance is absolutely perfect. He just moves out the way enough to capitalise again with that left leg. Back out, back in with that left leg. Perfect taekwondo.
Perfect taekwondo indeed, and perfect ending there for the Korean. You spoke quite at length there about distance, and of course distance is not just physical, you've got to be brave to be in that place.
I think that takes confidence, it takes experience, and if you're brave you'll learn how to deal with that distance. And Dae-Hoon's brave to stand in that distance, move out of the way just enough to take the shot. So it's like a game of chess, you've got to move just enough in the perfect time, and Dae-Hoon is the king of that.
The king of the castle.
The king and the Roger Federer.
Very good.
Today.
He's done well.
He is.
Just a little reminder, it's still the semi-finals, still more to go, and it is, well, to use a boxing metaphor, a puncher's chance now for Ketby. Landed a head kick in there, the Belgian, but it's an uphill battle now. So an uphill battle for Belgium, and the man waiting at the top of that mountain, he's in the centre of your screen, Dae-Hoon. Surely not. Another technological problem here. I don't know if they should be kicking each other or kicking the people that are running it. Not good enough. Not fair in the fighters. I've lost count of how many times this is now.
I just feel like we should be in like a 5th round by the time this is going to get fixed.
Well, a wry smile from the coach, agreeing with you. Knowledgeable fans in the crowd. And Dae-Hoon, well, it manages a little smile.
It is very difficult for the athletes to keep that concentration and almost the fire, because if we're bored, then they're going to start getting bored.
No question about it, and the boredom plus the legs, once you cool down, your muscles get stiff.
Exactly. I think anyone for me that's against Dae-Hoon, his temperament, his patience is almost like he's just so relaxed. And a lot of the time you see the other player mimicking how he fights. So for me, Ketby's a little bit more of an exciting player. But now
that's really
he's
interesting.
Not.
Really interesting.
But now
that's really interesting. Really interesting. So basically, he's trying to copy the game plan of Dae-Hoon because he's almost transfixed. He's in the mirror.
Because he's that strong with his game plan. I think he's kind of brings people down to his timing and his patience, and then he's so quick to react and take that shot.
Yeah, tries to take the headshot there. Great point. Trying to subdue your opponent. Goes again with the big back leg boot to the body. A low block there. Good head kill. Again, that's the second one he's managed.
Yeah, much better by Ketby there, chasing him around the ring, putting that pressure on the angles rather than forward and back. Great, making it a little bit difficult there for Dae-Hoon.
As you say, making it difficult, keeping some pressure on, keeping it respectable as well. 26-10 in favour of the Korean. Just that micro movement there, just leaning back, sees it coming.
And there's that short distance where Ketby would prefer to be, but Dae-Hoon doesn't take that pressure, doesn't fight back in there. So when you're in that situation there, it's difficult when the person doesn't give you anything back.
That's absolutely true, doesn't give you anything back. We'll speak a lot about Bradley Sinden in a moment's time, because the young British fighter coming up next in the semi-finals, he had a match up with Dae-Hoon, and said it was deceptively strong in the clinch. Doesn't look strong, it's got that kind of baby-faced assassin look, but super strong.
Yeah, you can see that. I think as soon as you see him kicking with his back leg, he does look deceivingly not as strong as he is a baby face, as you say, John, a silent assassin.
Yeah, he's raining the shots in here as we move towards the big gap for Dae-Hoon.
For me, I think Dae-Hoon, if you look, his re-engagement after any action is perfect. Every single time he moves his head back to avoid, he's back in. He moves his body back, he's back in. He's ready every single time, but slowly. It looks slowly, but it's not. He makes it look easy, makes it look slow, but it's not. So the re-engagement is really, really important.
And that, as you say, re-engaging, being able to keep that even tempo as we see yet another test. I'm running out of ways to apologise to you, other than to say sorry as we move towards some more top class action. But it's the footwork and timing, reminiscent of the way Hadi Sai used to fight, just to stand in there.
Exactly, for me, another legend of the sport, standing there right in that distance. You can see in that eye the focus, but they're not screaming and shouting. They're saying, I'm here with my distance and my footwork.
Yep, and by a distance at the moment, the Korean, as we move into the last minute. Credit, of course, to Ketby. He could have been gapped earlier, but he's up against it now.
Yeah, Dae-Hoon really, really putting the pressure on now, and I don't think Ketby has a clue what to do. I would do the same.
Well, you're in an elite club, and Ketby did his best to keep it going there. Well, they were much delayed by the protector system, so in terms of the PSS, well, 0 points for them. But 30 for Dae-Hoon, 30-12 there, an excellent win for the Korean. And of course, as you said, anything done well looks easy, and he's got that about him. We knew that coming in, and he's going to be a force to be reckoned with.
100%. Anyone that's in the final with him is going to find it really, really difficult. He just, again, as you say, he makes it look easy.
Change his name to Easy Dae-Hoon, but it is Dae-Hoon who's through. And we, of course, get to see the next semi-final. A bronze medal. Good work from Mohamed Ketby, couldn't have given any more. More than respectable. This is a respectable round of applause here for the 3-time world champion, double Olympic medalist as well, the Korean. He's got the pedigree, he's got the win, and we get to move on now to the next semi-final, and that is just moments away. I'll let you enjoy some of the highlights. power and precision from Dae-Hoon makes it look easy and makes him way into the final there. No analysis needed. Blue was better and battered Belgium.